All praise, glory, and honor be to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua, Bashim Rachak Kodash. Double honor to the elders and apostle of great millstone. And peace and salutations to the hopeful elect of Israel. Let's see this. That's not what I was looking for. There we go. Okay. I put in Google, do women prove the state of a nation and people? And AI overview says, yes, in many ways, the state of a woman within a nation can be a barometer of its overall health and progress. Women's right, equality, and participation in society are closely linked to broader societal values and structures. Here's why. Economic equality and opportunity. When women have equal access to education, employment, and economic resources, it benefits not only them, but also their families and the nation as a whole. Economic empowerment of women can lead to increased productivity, innovation, and overall economic growth. Here comes the lies. Here comes the lies. See, that's bullshit. All right. I'm gonna leave that alone. Now, that is AI. That's AI's take on it. Everybody and anybody that can see clearly in America, which is the number one place that pushes economic equality and opportunity. Since it's been so-called economic equality and opportunity, you've had a war of the sexes. No order, no understanding. So you know that right there's a lie. It's a cold-faced lie. All right. I would get there. It's in Timothy, right? Let's see. That's why the Lord got to come back and destroy this place. 1 Timothy chapter 5. I just see a picture and I want y'all to see it too. 1 Timothy chapter 5. I'll start at verse 1. Rebuke not an elder, but entreat him as a father, and the younger men as brethren. You know, that's one of the disorders of the Negro, Latino, Native American family right now. These kids feel like they're the parents with all the mouth and all the attitude, but with no responsibility. Okay, the elder women as mothers, the younger as sisters, with all purity, because mainly because their mothers haven't been mothers. Their mothers act like they're best friends and shit, right? Verse 3, honor widows that are widows indeed. But if any widow have children or nephews, children meaning sons or nephews, let them first learn to show pity or piety at home, and to requite their parents, their parents, for that is good and acceptable before the Most High, is that these children show respect, you know, or give back what your parents give you, you know. Respect, honor, you know, you learn duties, you know, you learn how to take care of the house, you know, you learn how to clean up, keep things in order, you know. You learn from your mother not to accept everybody in your house and things of that nature, you know, and your father. You know, your father and your mother wouldn't accept just letting everybody in the house, you know. You go through a vetting process before you just allow anybody to do whatever in your house, you know. Verse 5, now she that is a widow indeed and desolate trusteth in the Most High and continueth in supplications and prayers night and day. Yeah, you women should be in subjection to Yahweh Shem Shai and prayers night and day, asking him to, you know, of course, thank the Lord for everything, you know, good and bad, you know, and to make you a better person according to his word, not the world, okay? You don't want to be a friend of the world, all right? As you get older and older, here's why. But she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth. You're going to be amongst the congregation of the dead. Especially if you know you're Israelite. Being that you know you're Israelite, you should, you're supposed to be quickened. We're getting closer and closer to the end of times. And those that's dead to Yahweh Shem Shai, those that know the truth or should know the truth of the Lord, and they're not, like it says, being in supplication and prayer, you know, night and day, you're pretty much wasting your time. You got a target on your back, and only thing you're doing is making it a bigger target, okay? That the angels of the Lord is going to see when that time comes. That Ezekiel chapter 9 come, and you don't want to be one of those women, all right? Verse 7, all these things give in charge that they may be blameless. Right, you don't want to be blamed. You want to be blameless when Yahweh Bashmi Ashah send those angels. But if any provide not for his own, and especially for those of his own house, he have denied the faith and is worse than an infidel. Let not a widow be taken into the number under 80 years old, having been the wife of one man. Oh, we could throw that out the window, right? But when we come to this truth, we're born over again, right? We're supposed to be converted. Well reported of good works, if she have brought up children, if she have lodged strangers, if she have washed the saints' feet, if she have relieved the afflicted, if she have diligently followed every good work. But the younger widows refuse, for when they have begun to wax wanton against Yahweh Shai, they will marry, having damnation because they cast off their first love, which is Yahweh Shai. Which I want to get the picture. I want to get this. Cause check this out. All right. This is the mother of the guy in the middle. He used to be a rapper, you know. He used to be in the streets. he's known as King Von, right? It says King Von's 49-year-old mom goes viral after dropping new pics on Instagram. All right. This is a 49-year-old woman in 2025, Negro woman. This is a 49-year-old Negro woman in 2025. All right. Is that grandmother material? Granted, she's a grandmother. Right, but this is our people. This is the state of our people. I want to read some of these comments. I don't have to say too much. Look at this. These are the comments. Right? It makes sense now. A villain for a dead and a bust down for a mama. See those emojis? It give you the chills. All right? 50 and still dressing like a 20-year-old speaks volumes on how he was raised. Speaking about King Von. King Von is notorious for sending people to the Lord, I'll say, for deleting people. That's what he's known for. All right? All this show is a 49-year-old woman with a teenage girl mindset. All right? As we were just reading in 1 Timothy chapter 5. And this is our community, right? The next one. Only in our community do we glorify this, and that's the issue. That's the issue. Only in the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American Indian, West Indian, Haitian family. This is well accepted. This is applauded. This is applauded. All right? Instead of staying in your place from a child, when you were a child, when you were 8, when you 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, you want to be an adult. You want to put on the image of being an adult by not listening to your parents, being disrespectful, not keeping the house up, not keeping the house in order, so on and so forth, engaging in activities in the world. All right, and then when you get older, you resort back to being a little kid. All right, and that's why the Lord got to come and destroy this place and 2/3 of Israel, because the future of Israel has, or I'll say, for the children of Israel, a future going the way that is going right now, for us, is not going to be productive in any way. So like I had to spit right quick. It's not going to be productive in any way. Another comment, Jody. My Jody mama got to have a life too. Right. Yeah, that's baby boy. Jody mama got to have a life too. Yeah. This should let you understand everything about King Von. All right. Want to be a YB so bad? You know how you got YNs, you got young niggas. A YB is, the female version of a young nigga, a young B. My man Charleston White finna have a heyday with this one. No like. All jokes aside, this woman was a single teenage mom and raised a literal serial killer. Why is she not in hiding and shamed by the public is beyond me. All right? No matter how much she spends on surgery, she ain't resetting those mouths though. Yeah, that box ain't getting no, getting no tighter, or ain't bringing in the water 49-year-old and still belongs to the streets. Grow up. I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. It's crazy. 50-year-old with the mindset of a 15-year-old. All right, now see, these are people that's looking at things for what they are, not for what people want them to be. 49 years old. The hair. And that's what gets me, man, the hair. Now, anybody, I mean, you get to a certain age, you know. Let me get back. Because our daughters don't know. This is what they look up to. This is what they're left with. All right. Once again, 1 Timothy chapter 5 and 12. Having damnation because they have cast off their first love, which is Yahweh B'Shem Yahshua. Especially when you have the understanding of these scriptures, y'all need to get in order. And wherewithal they learn to be idle, wandering about from house to house, and not only idle, but tattlers, also and busybodies, speaking things which they ought not. All right? That's the majority of our women, especially these Negro women. All right? Going from house to house, and now they don't even got to go house to house. How do they visit you house to house? Instagram. Through their cell phone. What they call it? What's that program they call when you FaceTime? That's how they go house to house now. So the cell phone and technology, it done more than just corrupt the people. It's giving people a godlike complex, making themselves idols. Idolatry, which is one of the highest forms against Yahweh B'Shem Yahshua. They don't use the technology to learn about, you know, the Lord or who they are and how they are supposed to better their life. They use the technology to just be more wicked. Verse 14. This is what needs to be done, right? I will therefore that the younger women marry, right? Instead of going to school and going to college and getting ran through by 20 men before you graduate, if you do graduate, get your associate's or your bachelor's degree, which is what, 4 years, 6 years, sometimes 8-year course. You go into college for 8 years. The government will pay for that, but now you accrued over 6 years, you know, 8 years tops. You accumulated a debt, right? You accumulated so many student loans and things. You're really starting off in the game behind. No matter how educated they say you are, and then it's going to be difficult for you unless you bow down or you do something, you know, strange for some change. If you don't get to know somebody particularly and they pull you into their so-called business or the social life of their business and how they do it, or you don't marry, right? Like I said, you're supposed to marry. Younger women should marry. As soon as you hit college, you know, if you do go to college, your first year or two, you should be getting in cahoots with a man. You should be getting ready to settle down and get a man. That should be your first accomplishment. Many people have done it. The so-called, I ain't gonna say that, I'll say the Edomite woman. I ain't gonna say white woman, you know, but, you know, the Edomite woman, the Asiatic woman, or the Ammonite woman, and the Moabite woman, they do it. The Ishmaelite woman, they do it. I mean, a lot of them probably fell off that bandwagon because they started following after Eve. They start feeling like Eve, right? But this is your duty, younger women. Y'all supposed to be getting married and bearing children. Guide the house, give none occasion to the adversary to speak reproachfully. All right? And this is a case of the adversary speaking reproachfully. For some are already turned aside after Satan. Yep, chasing that attention. If any man or woman that believeth have widows, let them relieve them, and let not the church be charged, that it may relieve them that are widows indeed. Let the elders that rule well be counted worthy of double honor, especially they who labor in the word and doctrine. See, and that's what we do when we tell people about our elders and apostles of Great Millstone for teaching us this truth. 100% truth. Because we've been, personally, I've always been against this world. I didn't understand it. I've always been against the fact of women being over the man. Feeling like they have so much to say, out of love and out of generosity, I would love to hear the opinion of a woman. But with this truth, and not even just with this truth, over time and as you get older, you be like, damn, these women really, they say a woman's mind don't go past 15 years old. So what a woman pretty much learns or knows at the point of where she's 15 years old, that's gonna be her mental, that's gonna be her mind state until she die. That's why it's very important to raise up your children on the principles of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. Because a lot of these women, they're not retrainable. All these young men, they're not retrainable at a certain age. They're not going to know anything except what they've been taught. If it's street shit, if it's hood shit, if it's attention seeking, that's all they're going to know. And that's all vanity. In which the Lord's going to take care of them. Let me go here. Let's go here. Then I'm going to close it out. Hopefully I ain't take too much of y'all time. This is the state of the world, let alone, even worse, our people. Open that up. 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1. Know this also, that in the last days perilous times shall come. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of the Most High. And what did we read earlier? Oh no, I think I did that last night. No, we just read that. We just read it. Yeah, she that liveth in pleasure while she liveth is dead. Or she is dead while she liveth. Roughly paraphrasing. Lovers of pleasure more than lovers of the Most High, having a form of godliness but denying the power thereof, from such turn away. Our people are headed for it was a song back in the 80s, 90s. People are headed for self-destruction. Well, that song is coming true. And the Lord is going to help forward that agenda. He's going to help destroy half of these, or not even half, 2/3 of these Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, West Indians, and Haitians, unless they repent. All right, with that, I'm going to close out. Hoping this lesson is edifying to the elect of Israel. Stay on the beaten path. Stay on the right path. Seek ye the Most High while he can be found. Seek the Most High while he can be found. But after a while, he's going to stop talking. He's going to stop talking. Because believe me, after you get tired of talking to people. You get tired of saying the same things over and over and over again. No progress, no progress, no progress. They stay stuck in their ways. And after a while, you just see, oh, the Lord don't want this person. The Lord don't want this person. And then there's nothing you can do about it. The day going to come when the Lord going to pull the men, the prophets off the highways and hedges, as it's written. A prudent man, let me get that. I'm going to get two more precepts, Salakia. I know one is in Amos. Chapter 5, right? Chapter 5. Is that 18? No. Yeah, here we go. 13. Therefore, the prudent. No. I'm gonna start at verse 12. For I know your manifold transgressions and your mighty sins. They afflict the just, they take a bribe, and they turn aside the poor and the gate from their right. Right? They got, people you have, because of the lust of money, the love of money, people's hearts wax cold, because of gross darkness. People have gained, instead of offending less, they add sin on sin and sin and sin and sin. Manifold transgressions. And they afflict the just. They want to talk shit. Who's the just? The elect of Israel. In these days of time, the just is the elect of Israel. All right, those that's rehearsing the righteous act through Yahweh Shah to try to appease the Heavenly Father. Working toward that goal. That's their goal. While the rest of the 2/3 and the rest of these heathens, they afflict the just, the elect. They take a bribe to get a little money. And they like I have these guys and girls on Instagram and on YouTube talking shit about the Hebrew Israelite awakening, talking shit about prophecy. They talking shit about the testimony of Yahweh Shah like ain't nothing gonna happen to them. Shit, boy. Here's the point though, verse 13. Therefore, the prudent shall keep silence in that time, for it is an evil time. Another precept I'm gonna put on that. Proverbs 22:3. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. And where do the prudent man, where do the elect man of the Lord, where did he hide himself? The name of Yahweh Shem Yahshua is a strong tower. He that run into it is safe. Let me see if I get that. I think I butchered it, so Salakia. Proverbs 18:10. The name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous runneth into it and is safe. All right? A time won't come when the Lord gonna pull back the men of the Lord. They're gonna pull us off the highways and hedges. And He gonna hide us. He gonna guide us. The name of the Lord is is gonna be very detrimental in the salvation of the elect of Israel. While the majority of Israel reject the truth that they've been told in these last days, through faith, the Lord it's scary that the Lord He don't want the majority of our people to get it. And it's gonna be sad sitting back and watching our people destroy each other and then get destroyed. To a point it's gonna be sad. But it is what it is. With that, I'm gonna close out, man. Like I said, I don't want to get too much more longer, but I hope this lesson is edifying. Continue to let the Israel honesty endure. Yahweh Shah Ratazah endure. That's all I gotta say. Till next time, Kwame Yasharala. Wa Abba Baba.